Hey guys, go back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome when you get back into another Amberlynn live stream. Now, fun little tidbit about this video, I have already filmed, edited, and was about to upload this video, but during the process of cleaning out my computer, because I have run out of space, I accidentally deleted it. So I'm gonna have to redo this entire video again. Thankfully, I did not delete anything else important, other than a short foodie video as well, which I've already redone that one, it's perfectly fine. It was only about 15 minutes. This, on the other hand, is about 3 hours long. So we're gonna have to get into it and get through this entire video again. That's my fault, but we're gonna get through it. It'll be fine. It's fine. We're gonna get through it. Don't worry. Let's get into it, shall we? That being said, I'm not gonna complain about it because it was my mistake. We're gonna get into it, and we're just gonna redo this video over again. So let's get into it, shall we?
Lori and I are friends in real life and got into a big fight because she let out my cat in the winter. What? That's hectic. Losing a cat is very, very hard. Um,
I'm not gonna lie, the first time I heard this, I did have a bit of a chuckle because Amber doesn't seem to understand that they're not talking about themselves, they're talking about Amber and pretending like it's the rarity story is theirs. Like, Amber, they're trolling you.
but yeah, I think I have a peaceful life. Some people genuinely thrive better with a small circle where they stay at home in their safe space, like homebodies, and they spend time with their family, and that's okay. Like you don't have to be out doing things all the time. Like I genuinely am such like in a peaceful place in my life where I love my routine and I love just how my life is going in that regard. Um, but Catnip, you're here every single time I live stream. I wonder what your life is like, and I don't mean that in a shady way. I'm just wondering, like, in what ways is your life riveting? Everyone's choices in life are different, and how people want to live their life is different. So, um,
Come on, Amber, we all know that you want it to be a little bit shady, and it's fine. If people are gonna throw shade towards you, you can throw it back. No one's gonna crucify you for that. That being said, you can't say it's a life that you want when it's not. You actively attempted to remove yourself from this life, and then you ended up being brought back by your ex-girlfriend because she was tired of your shit. If Emily gave you the choice to move in with her right now, you would jump on that opportunity. You would force your mom to drive you another 20 hours just to be back in that toxic relationship, because that's the type of person you are. You need a relationship to thrive because you don't really want a partner, you want a slave.
yeah, romanticize a quiet life, 100%, 100%.
If Amber really wanted to be a normal person and just have an average life that is quiet and without drama, she can easily quit her job, stop posting on social media, go get a normal job like everyone else, a 9 to 5, and just live a life without abusing people and losing weight. Like, it's not really something that is a permanent decision once you become a YouTuber. There are plenty of people who decide to quit the spotlight and just move on with their lives. Sure, you're going to get people that will know you or recognize you, and that might be a little bit of drama, but that is kind of a you issue to deal with. If you really want a normal, calm lifestyle, you don't want any of drama of the YouTube or the reaction channels of Girl World, you have the choice to leave. Like, you're not, no one's forcing you to stay here. People are still going to talk about your content and the things that you do, and you might have repercussions because of that. But that's not because you chose to be a YouTuber. That's because you chose to be an abusive piece of shit.
I don't know my blood type. I know that was like a fat joke, but you just reminded me. I genuinely don't know my blood type. Nori, thank you for always being so supportive. I appreciate that. It means the world to me. You've always been so sweet, like genuinely. Like you have a beautiful soul, like I can tell.
Amber, what do you know about beautiful souls? You still think that you're not in the wrong for any of the abuse you've done towards your exes.
You'll never ever be loved as a fetish. How does it feel? Hmm. I don't know because I was loved before I was a fetish, and they loved me for like my heart, and they were with me. I'm assuming because they liked being around me. I never, I genuinely have never been in a relationship where someone like actually thought my body was sexy until my last relationship. So fetish or not, like it was a nice feeling, but um, if I'm never gonna be loved further than that, then that how does that feel? It's sad, but I want to be single. Like being single is very important to me because I am so like I don't have this heavy burden of wondering every day what life is gonna be like. Like I know what it is, and it's peaceful as fuck when you're single, peaceful as fuck, and I feel my mental health improving every single day, and it just feels really good.
Typically, these are the comments that I don't really agree with, because if you are someone who finds out that your partner only values you for essentially only a physical trait, then it can be very detrimental to your health. Like it is a very sad thing to, find out. And it can affect your self-worth and, to feel only wanted for not who you are as a person, but what you are or what you may potentially have is a disgusting thing to feel. That being said, Amber knew about this from the very beginning. Like, let's not pretend like Amber did not know the type of person Emily was. And even if she didn't, she found out very early in the relationship. And then on top of that, she chose to play on it and gain a bunch of weight for her. So she was actively engaging in that behavior with Emily. So it wasn't like some brand new revelation that Amber found out. She actively took part in it. Like, this is something that, although it's a sad thing for people to have to bring up and throw it on her face, it's well deserved, in my opinion. Like, you had the ability to change, you had the ability to leave, you had the ability to disagree and move on and find someone else who liked you for you, which knowing Amber's personality, very little people are going to love abusers. So you're probably shit out of luck right there, Amber. But it's kind of your issue that people are throwing in your face now.
Um, why are you wearing Emily's necklace? Okay, so the necklace you're actually gonna see in my short that is already scheduled tomorrow. It's actually a necklace that I got, but I didn't want to like spoil it in a Snapchat, so you're actually gonna see me get it. I like literally do an unboxing, so it wasn't Emily's necklace.
You can definitely tell that she's getting frustrated, and with it being 3 hours long, it's definitely coming to something. Like, I can assume something is going to happen.
First, baby, I appreciate your questions 100,000%, but I just don't want to talk about it anymore. Yeah, it is confusing. So, Brian, my truth is never believed, so I'm not going there, and that's the end of it. So,
I really don't believe that because why on earth would Amber want to do a live stream knowing full well that she's going to be asked about the receipts, about the messages, about, Rachel's video, what her and Emily were doing, what happened to Rarity, like all of these things that she's currently being exposed for. It doesn't make any sense to me that she's going to get on there and think nobody's going to ask about it, and that if people keep asking, eventually they're going to stop. Like, of course not. It's never happened before. They're just going to keep asking, Amber. So why are you here in the first place?
hello, Rachel. Hello, hello. Welcome. Do you watch her vids? Whose vids? I'm so confused. I stay confused. I live in confusion land. Um. Oh, it's all coming together, but no, I do not. No, I do not. Um. Yeah, I can't put myself through that bullshit. I'll tell you that one.
Yeah, like, why would you want to be held accountable for your actions? Like, so stupid.
um. Most reaction channels are. No lying, it's Brian, and that's why I don't watch them because it's just like, oh, like they actually like. I don't know, spending time away from all that junk. Like, so many people are like, oh my god, Amberlynn, your community is so vile, it's so gross, it's so this and so that. And I'm realizing more than ever that it's the reaction channel community that is like that. Because people who are like, oh, Amberlynn, I support you, they're not the ones who watch the reaction channels. That's the people who watch me. But the reaction channel community are the people who dox and harass and like say the most awful things I've ever heard someone say. And they're the reaction channel community that is also watching me, but it's all stemmed from the reaction channel community. And I'm not a part of that. I'm just not a part of that, and I don't want to be a part of that. So
I mean, yes and no. The majority of the people that do follow you, Amber, are people who also follow the reaction channels. They enjoy the drama, they enjoy the entertainment of watching you crash out and burn every single time you get into an argument with family, friends, loved ones, partners. It's always going to be an intertwined thing. Even if you don't want to acknowledge the fact that the majority of the people that do follow you are the quote unquote haters. And it's not even really the fact that we hate you, it's that we disagree with the things that you do. If you were to change, become a better person, and really just work on your issues and stop abusing people and animals, we wouldn't really have anything to criticize about. The reason why we criticize you is because you do criticism worthy things. That's it. Like, you can't blame us for holding a mirror up to your actions and you then getting offended that we call you out for your actions. Like, it doesn't make any sense because it's not our fault that you're doing that. You're doing that. You just don't want to be criticized for your actions.
you're a representation of your own community, yeah, and the community that watches me and is just watching me and not the reaction channels are the people who are very sweet, very kind, patient, understanding. They're not on the hate train. But have you ever noticed that it's the people who are fatphobic, who dox, who harass, who stalk, who say the most vile things? They're the people who watch the reaction channels. And you're right, that says a lot.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what it is. Like, it has nothing to do with the fact that you're an abuser. It's the fact that you're just overweight. Like, that's the reason why reaction channels don't like you, Amber. Ignoring the fact that some of the reaction channels, myself included, are overweight people. Like, we can forgive everything else, like the harassment, the doxing, the lying, the manipulation, the abuse, the animal neglect, the unaliving of two cats, the false accusations, claiming to have multiple disorders that she has not been diagnosed with or does not have. We can definitely forgive all of that, but just the one thing we can't forgive, Amber, is the fact that you're overweight. Like, fuck everything else. You're a fat girl. That's the one evil deed that you cannot escape.
Um, some people in Gurl world are actual sociopaths. Yeah, they are. It's very obvious because they root so hard for me to be hurt and alone and miserable, and it's just not happening. It's not. I'm way too. I'm no. I'm just way too peaceful for that to happen. Love you, Queen PPD and all. Thank you, Layla. You're an angel. You're super sweet. I appreciate that.
Oh yes, totally. The reaction channel community are just evil, evil people. Like, we're just mentally ill sociopaths because we'd rather want Amber alone than be in a relationship and abuse people. We'd rather Amber not have any animals, otherwise she might neglect and unalive them. Like, just evil, am I right?
Um, so when people ask for truths and transparency, I gave you guys that when I had an absolute crash out on my live stream. I gave you guys that wholeheartedly, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, hate to break it to you, but you being batshit crazy is not transparency. Like, we already know that.
Uh, to be honest, to be quite frank, two things can be true at once. And one thing is I don't want to talk about it. Second thing is I'm being manipulated into not talking about it. So that's just going to be the end there.
If you don't want to talk about it, Amber, don't talk about it. Stop going online and monetizing the abuse, your abuse of other people, you freak. Also, if you don't want to talk about it, Amber, you wouldn't need a second reason. Why are you being manipulated? How are you being manipulated? Because in order to manipulate someone, you need to have something on them for them to not want to talk. So, what does Emily have on you that would stop you from being able to talk and say your mind? That's what I want to know.
I just appreciate like the people who can think with their own mind, and that's the people that I am on this live stream for. So I am no longer going to be talking about this. Like that's all you guys are going to get from me. So
Except you don't appreciate free thinkers, Amber. You like people who are yes men, people who will support you regardless of how bad of a person you are. If you liked free thinking, you would watch reaction channels, you would take in their criticism, and you would become a better person and less of a shitty abuser, like your dad. Every single time she does a heavy swallow, I cringe. It's disgusting.
it's like I admitted, I wasn't a good girlfriend to Beck. I admitted.
Yeah, only after you're exposed, Amber. That's like a participation award. Do you want a cookie?
When I wasn't a good friend, I admitted. When I wasn't a good niece, I admitted. When I was all those things.
Again, only after you're called out. Do you see the pattern?
I just don't want to talk about this anymore. Like, why don't people understand that?
Boo hoo, get off the internet and stop going live then.
There's nothing to do with me. I don't care what I did while hurting. I don't care. I don't. Like, I saw something today. Sorry I was being so crazy, but you were treating me like shit. That's my bad. And that's genuinely, like, the best way to put it. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Amber, you're 34. You're an adult, not a 6-year-old. That type of mentality should have been left behind when you went into the double digits. The fact that you can do an eye for an eye, or I'm going to react to your, betrayal with abuse, is such a narcissistic mentality. Like, the fact that you can even justify that and try to take, I'm assuming, a fucking TikTok phrase and think that's justified is ridiculous. Like, you really do have the mentality of a 6-year-old.
But I'm just done talking about this. Like, I am. I'm just done. So, can we please just move on? I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing to hold me accountable with. That's the point. That is the actual point. She gets to do all of this, and I'm not allowed to mention her, not even a little bit, or she fucking flips the fuck out, and then I have to deal with it. She told me that the only reason why she went to the reaction channel is because I was trying to hold her accountable for the things that she's done. Like, that's not normal behavior. I would never in a million years do that to someone. Like, it's just not normal.
Except you have, Amber, because remember when you falsely accused Casey of a crime he didn't commit? Or how about when you threatened Beck to release information about them and I believe it was their stepsister or something that would potentially make them look bad. Remember, a four-letter word, guys, a four-letter word. I can end this entire argument with a four-letter word. Just ask Beck about this, and Beck will stop talking. Remember that?
If you need like, cause I'm not gonna sit here and do this, but if you need remembrance, literally go look at the live streams where I was crashing out. Like, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Everything I said in that is 100% truth. Yeah, I'm sorry for fucking going absolutely insane and unhinged due to. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. It's the worst fucking relationship I've ever been in my life. I'm just so fucking done. And it's like, I come on here because it's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want nothing to do with her. I don't think you guys understand that. I want nothing to do with her.
Again, Amber, you're a grown ass adult. If you choose not to want to have a relationship with someone, then don't have a relationship with them. Block them and move on. You chose to have an on again, off again relationship and then a friends with benefits situation with someone you allegedly don't like and who was the worst, most abusive relationship you've ever been in. Why? Why do you choose that? And if you're going to say BPD, get a therapist and go to therapy. Like, you know that you got something wrong and the relationship's not good, block them and move on. She's 19 hours away. What is she going to do? I mean, besides, exposing you again, but that's kind of your fault for doing exposed worthy shit. If you didn't want to be exposed, stop abusing people. Too easy.
I don't keep going back. I have not been with her in months. I did not go back to her. I mean that when I say that. I have been single.
And people are supposed to believe you how exactly, Amber? Because you've lied about this for over a year.
I have so many receipts. Are you kidding? I have receipts of her calling me a cunt, a bitch, worthless, fat ass, a cheating bitch when I didn't do anything. Like, you have no idea.
I mean, is she wrong, though? That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm not defending verbal abuse. That is a joke. We don't agree with that here. But if we're telling the truth here, she ain't wrong.
The horrible things that she has said to me, and I genuinely just fucking took it. And I was the one to apologize to her for her saying those things to me, and I've never spoken to her like that. And it's crazy because it's like, you think I would have been the one to do it because she's the one who hid things, she's the one who betrayed, she's the one who lied. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Now that I have hindsight of both watching Rachel's video but also Salty Crab's video, I completely understand why Emily acted the way that she did. I'm not justifying it by any means, but I can completely understand. This woman works full time. She is dealing with PTSD. She's got her own private life, dealing with her child, dealing with family issues, dealing with her own medical issues. And then you have to come home to Amber, who lies, manipulates, gaslights, who actively is, creating this big drama around your own private life. There are people who are stepping over certain boundaries, contacting family members, contacting your ex-partner and, the father of your child and all these other issues. Of course, you're going to have a negative reaction when you're in this just toxic relationship and you're fighting back and forth with someone 24/7. And then on top of that, you have Amber, who is a narcissist who is provoking reactions out of you to make you the bad guy and for them to be the victim. And when you're dealing with someone like that and you're being gaslit, it's going to make you be essentially emotionally unstable. Not saying that she is unstable, but it's going to have you acting as if you were. And then on top of that, you see messages like Amber saying, well, you feel like she feels like you have BPD. She feels like you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're doing all of these different things. You're going to feel fucking crazy. I can understand why she had the reaction that she did. Again, not justifying it, but it's completely understandable. She's calling you these different type of names, Amber. I also want to remind people that Emily is choosing to be in this toxic cycle too. Like, if you didn't want to have anything to do with Amber the moment she left the relationship and left Wisconsin, you should have blocked her. Why are you still trying to be friends with her? Why are you trying to, fish for certain videos and certain photos and, trying to engage with her as friends? Just block her, move on, get a different partner, find someone else. You can't tell me you can't find another person like Amber because they're dime a dozen out there.
And then she shows the way, like, it's the craziest thing that this person can do things to cause this person to hurt, right? So this person wants them to, like, apologize, and this person's like, why would you do that to me? And then this person, like, starts gaslighting. Oh, but I didn't, even though it's right in front of her face, and then blah blah blah. So then this person is literally gaslighted and manipulated, and then starts to feel fucking insane and starts to show signs of literally being insane. And then this person's like, yes, I got it, records her, saves it, all of this, and acts like the angel, but she's not the fucking angel, and it's just not fair and it's not right. Oh, it's like, you guys forget that once in a lifetime, you guys hated this girl. You guys were calling her the most foul things ever. Like, the M word. Like, literally.
Okay, and like you're the one that says two things can be true at once. We can believe that Emily is a victim of your abuse while also calling out her fetish, which negatively impacts other people. The two things are not mutually exclusive. They don't have to be, one or the other. They can be both things at the same time.
If you have receipts, you show them by now. Actually, no, because I don't sit there and just like show receipts. I do. I have literal text messages of her saying the most fucking awful things to me, and my responses are just like, "I love you, babe. Da, 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 can we not do this?" And like trying to like apologize for something I didn't even do. That was the constant, and I'm just so fucking tired of it.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet the reason why that happens, Amber, is because you're actively trying to fix the relationship because you caused the issue and they're ready to break up with you. You don't want to deal with this anymore because you know that if it continues, you're going to have to look for a new partner and you don't want to do that. Meanwhile, they're processing their own emotions, their own feelings, and dealing with the arguments that you probably caused like usual. And you're trying to force them into another conversation they're not ready for. So that just makes it even worse. And when you don't respect other people's boundaries, they're only going to take it for so long before they either leave or fight back. And by the looks of it, Emily's the type of person to snap back.
Why did you talk to her about the hospital? Because me and her have been friends. We have been talking and we've been friends. And she kept telling me, don't tell anyone that we've been talking. I don't want them to know, etc., etc. But all behind my back, she's over here talking to reaction channels while we're friends. And not only that, but she was doing that while we were in a relationship and calling me Pocahontas and bullshit like that. Like, no, I didn't go back to her. We have only been friends. She has been wanting to see my belly. She wants sexual photos. She's wanting to do FaceTime sex. And I keep telling her, no, I'm not in it. I don't want that anymore. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, all asking me for sexual photos. She's literally talking to reaction channels.
I want to make it abundantly clear. I do not agree with anyone who is trying to solicit photos out of people who are not ready or don't want to send them. No means no, and that is the end of the conversation. I will not defend anyone on that, including Emily, if she is trying to do that from Amber. That being said, Amber, you are a grown adult. You have the ability to block someone. If you do not want to send photos to her and she keeps pressuring you into sending photos, block her. It is not worth the relationship. You are not a victim. Don't even try that.
And then I sat here and I was wondering why all of our correspondences started to be on Snapchat. It was really no longer in text messages. She made it to where our Snapchats deleted automatically. This just makes me sick. It just makes me sick. Like, I've never been with someone who has treated me like. And I'm crying because it's like I was so peaceful just like being her friend. We didn't really talk much. We would randomly talk. And she would ask for like the sexy photos. She would ask for let's have FaceTime sex, and I would usually tell her no, like genuinely.
And I usually tell her no. So you do, in fact, give in to her sometimes. So you're not friends, you're friends with benefits. And you wonder why she treats you like a physical object. Again, not justifying Emily's behavior, but why on earth are you sending her photos and videos and having phone sex with her if you don't want to do those things? Why? Why?
And it's like I felt good because we didn't have to constantly be on FaceTime. I was able to, you know, it's just you guys know how much I love being in a relationship. You guys know I'm almost willing to stay with anybody, but I couldn't do it anymore. Like, I don't think you guys are processing this. Because somehow, some way, it's always my fault. How is that possible? It's not a thing. That's not a thing. It's not possible.
Yes, actually, it can happen, Amber. If you're an abuser, you're going to most likely be the person who is causing the majority of the issues. Might not be all of the time, but 99.9% could very likely be your fault. That 1% chance, well, I mean, we can give you that 1% error margin. Like, you'll get it next time.
You guys, I can't keep going live because if this is how I'm gonna feel going live, I can't do it anymore. Because when I'm just by myself and alone, I don't think about her. I don't think about this. I'm peaceful and I'm moving on with my fucking life. But then when I come on here, it's like toxic fucking alley. It's so toxic.
Yeah, that's crazy how it works. When you don't care about the things that you have done to harm other people and you don't have people holding you accountable, you don't think about it because you don't have a conscience. Crazy, am I right?
God, people just don't get it. They don't want to get it.
Well, you're right about that, Amber. I don't want anything you have.
I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And like fucking Snowflake deleting all of the messages he sent her is so fucking weird energy. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Like, he's so weird. Something is so off with him. Like, you guys have no idea, but people just fucking love it. They're just like milk these reaction channels for all that they're worth. It's fucking creepy and scary and weird. Like,
This is honestly pretty funny to me because, again, hindsight, I decided to go back and get some of the live streams that I accidentally deleted off my computer when I was cleaning it. And today, on the 17th, Amber has privated or deleted a couple of her last ones where she was exposing certain, text messages and things she was writing down in her journal. So if it's shady for people to delete certain messages or to delete certain videos, Amber, what does it say about you deleting your live streams?
Brian, the Zoloft works heavenly. Like literally 99% of the time when I am just living my life, I feel astronomically better. Like you have no idea. But then when I come on here and I am fucking hounded about the ex that fucking fucked me up, like genuinely fucked me up. And so many people saw right through it in the beginning. I wish I would have listened to Alexis and I fucking didn't. Because I was wearing rose gold glasses and I'm telling you, like, it is insane how when you have those on, like things genuinely look they look beautiful. You don't notice anything.
I mean, not to be the grammar police, Amber, but it's not rose gold glasses, it's rose tinted glasses or rose colored glasses. Like, just want to slip it in there. Also, let's not give Alexis too much props. I mean, she wanted to get in your pants too, so, like, that says way too much about her.
And Emily, I know you're watching this because you watch everything and you're in all the Reddits, you're in all the forums, you are in and obsessed with me. You watch it all, and I know you're pissed right now and you're gonna do everything you can to punish me because that is what you do. You punish me and you enjoy it. You literally get a kick out of the reaction channels, you get a kick out of the haters. You love when I'm hurting. She got what she wanted. She got what she wanted. Ruined a beautiful makeup day.
Are you serious right now, Amber? Like, are you really caring about your makeup right now? Like, girl, I think you need to up the dosage and use Olaf.
Ruined actual peace. Actual peace in Rachel. You're a girl. I'm not saying gender has anything to do with it, but like, you're a girl.
If gender has nothing to do with it, Amber, then you wouldn't be bringing it up. So to you, obviously, there's a reason why you're bringing gender up. Now, gender does have certain aspects and influences on abuse, but we're not talking about, well, you should believe me because I'm a girl, which is what Amber is trying to do right now, which is kind of a pointless argument because Emily is also a woman. So it makes the point redundant. How are you going to say, well, I'm a victim of abuse because I'm a woman, but also your abuser is also a woman and she's claiming to be abused too? So how does that argument make any sense? Like, Amber's trying to use the fact that she is a woman to make herself a victim, which is a form of soft power and a manipulation tactic, which says a lot about Amber again. If you're going to use a manipulation tactic in an attempt to make yourself a victim, Amber, can you at least use it in the right context? Because your abuser would have to be a man in order for that to work properly.
How could you look at me and think for 2 seconds that what I'm saying is not real? The makeup was bad. Sorry, that was funny.
I'm sorry, but I've seen better acting on the hub. Like, Amber, do you honestly think this is gonna work? Like, hey, Rachel, how could you think, as a woman, I could be an abuser? Like, yes, women can be abusers, just like how men can also be victims. That doesn't, like, it doesn't make it any less abusive just because you're a woman. Like, what are you trying to get at, Amber?
But it's like, I understand hating me. I understand not liking who I was during certain times or like, because I.
If you keep it up, Amber, you might hyperventilate and need an oxygen mask. But on the plus side, you might turn Emily on.
Rachel, think for 2 seconds. This woman is showing proof while we were in a fucking relationship while she was licking my vagina, okay?
And now I'm 100% gay.
And then while we were supposed to be best friends, that's not normal. That's not normal. And I just sit there with my mouth fucking shut. Like, can you process that in your brain for 2 seconds?
Too bad your mouth isn't shut right now, Amber. It would have saved you a massive headache.
If it was the other way around, people would be coming for me big time, saying, you're supposed to be in a relationship with this person. Like, how could you betray them, lie to them, hurt them, do these things behind their back, make fun of their body, etc., etc. You were the most awful human I've ever known in my life. You guys, I'm telling you, if I donated $1,000 to a foundation for cancer, people would get mad that it wasn't the foundation that they wanted.
funny enough, she's right. There are going to be people out there who would get mad at Amber for that very reason. And it's not because she did something wrong, it's because they just don't like her. But the thing is, Amber, if people are criticizing you for doing something right, those people aren't worth listening to. They're really not. We're criticizing you for the right things, not because you do something good and we hate you. It's because you're an abuser. That's why we're criticizing you.
No matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter anything in the whole entire world, I will always be wrong. One year, I mean, every year, every December, if you go back and look at my videos, I donate to the homeless shelter every single fucking year. And it's always something that I do is wrong. Anything good that I do is wrong. Anything normal that I do, like fucking use Pam to cook salmon, is wrong.
It's not because you donated, Amber. It's because you use it as a way of trying to justify your behavior and say that you're a good person. You doing this right now is the reason why people criticize you. Also, that fish thing was like, what, 7 years ago? Dude, get over it. It was a joke. It is not our fault that you decided to waterboard a dead fish with Pam. Get over it.
I'm in, maybe that's karma, but I'm in the most awful fucking relationship I've ever been in. And it's somehow my fault. And somehow I'm always the one that's wrong. Emily can show whatever text that she has, whatever it is that she has, but I'm telling you guys verbatim, she made me psycho. She made me crazy. I did not recognize myself. My mom did not recognize me. I don't think you guys are not processing, but I'm telling you.
No, I don't think you're processing what you're saying, Amber, because you're trying to justify your behavior by saying that she pushed you into mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing her. Yes, you are in the wrong. Yes, you are not a good person.
My friends did not recognize me. Alexis, someone who loved me dearly, stopped being my friend and went on a whole fucking crazy thing because I stayed with Emily because she saw what I didn't.
Yeah, hate to break to you, Amber, but Alexis wasn't your friend either. She wanted to get in your pants, and the moment that didn't happen, she decided to expose you and get money and validation from the people that didn't like you. And then eventually the two of you forgave each other because, I don't know, you're both desperate. She did it again. Like, that's not exactly what I would call a friend. And she only cared about you because she could potentially get something out of you. And when she didn't get that, she decided to just call it quits.
I'm terrified of Emily. I'm terrified of her. And I kept my fucking mouth shut. I kept my fucking mouth shut until now. Like, how are you gonna sit there and ask me for fucking sexy photos of my body all while talking to reaction channels? It's not normal. It's not normal. And you guys, I genuinely have not been in a relationship with her since I told you when that last crash out happened. No. I have told her repeatedly, we can be friends, that's fine. But I'm telling you, I will not be friends with her anymore. I do not trust her. I don't trust her with my body. I don't trust her with my sanity. I don't trust her with my heart. I don't trust her with anything. And I'm not going to sit here and spill her tea or her secrets or her this or that. I will tell you what she did to me or how she made me feel or the things she said to me, but I'm not going to sit there and talk about her life or her this or her that. So don't ever expect that. And Emily, if you're listening, don't worry. You can trust me with that. But like genuinely, I'm not that type of person. But it's just so fucked. Like this whole thing is just so fucked. Like I've been doing so good. And it's like when I come on live stream wanting to just have like a good time, like why does this have to happen?
There's only really one of two reasons why Amber's not going to expose Emily. One is if she doesn't actually have anything and she's just saying that as a way of trying to kind of like stop Emily from exposing her. Or two, she does have information, but that is not really as bad as whatever Emily has on her. And she's hoping that Emily won't expose her. So it's like a mutual thing like, you don't speak, I don't speak, we go our own ways.
Next month she'll be back with her, don't worry. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense because I have not been with her for months. And you think that her awfulness is gonna just make me want to be with her? No, I enjoy being single. Like you have no idea, it's misery being in a relationship with her. Misery. Like
I mean, it couldn't have been that miserable, Amber, because you chose to be in a relationship with her off and on for what was it, 11 or plus months, 13 months or whatever. And then on top of that, you chose to be friends with her after everything. So it couldn't have been that bad.
I came, I would go back and forth. When I was in Wisconsin, I would go back and forth where I wanted to fucking leave. And I would tell her that, and I would tell my mom, and this and that. And then she would become, when I was ready to leave, she would become like an angel. Like the sweetest thing, trying to win me back, acting like the most perfect person I've ever known. And it would work every fucking time. And And then she would tell me to leave, and then she would tell me to stay, and then I would say I want to leave. And we were both doing that back and forth, and eventually I said, I am leaving, I am done.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Amber held it over Emily's head as a way of trying to be like, well, if you don't treat me better, I'm going to leave and you'll lose me forever. She had zero intention of leaving though. It was just a manipulation tactic. And then when Emily finally said, you know what, Amber, you're not going to change. I want you to leave. No more chances. Goodbye. That was when Amber was like, oh shit, I've got to change. I've got to do something, you know? I've got to like keep my claws on her somehow. And Amber tried to change, but by that time, Emily was like, fuck this.
Rachel, I literally just said how her and I both would go back and forth. But one thing that always stayed the same with me was knowing this tea makes this really funny. Why do you think abuse is funny?
Rachel doesn't think abuse is funny, Amber. She thinks you, the abuser, attempting to manipulate the audience, and us, as the audience, not listening to you because we don't believe you, is funny. That's what she's saying. She's not saying that abuse is funny. Stop trying to manipulate the argument.
I literally just said with my mouth that I would go back and forth. I literally just said that. That's not tea. That's nothing like that at all. And then I remember when she dropped me off and she left, the next morning she was like, I just want you to come back home. And I had to like find ways to be like, yeah, I'll be there eventually. She would constantly tell me to come back. Constantly.
I would love to see those messages.
Rachel, you act like you know the truth, but you are being manipulated by the best manipulator I've ever known in my whole entire life. My whole entire life. Like, I don't think you understand that.
I really don't think Amber can understand that the majority of us are not as stupid as she is, and we can see right through her bullshit. Honestly, at this point, what are we even doing? Like, is Amber really going to use her journal, like, saying it's some sort of credible evidence, which it's not? Like, you writing down your thoughts and feelings doesn't make it true. It's biased. It's from your perspective.
So, as you guys, like, this is from, because I have my journals right here. This is from September 11th to the middle of January, I would say. I have the actual journal prompt. It doesn't have to be considered proof, but I wrote this when it happened. So you guys can hear, like, the actual me there, written down of what happened. If that makes sense. You don't lie in a journal. Because this is for me. This is for me. This is for nobody else. You don't lie in a journal. Like, I like to,
Yeah, two things. One, this is not evidence. Your feelings are not the truth. And if you are a delusional abuser like you are, Amber, and you think yourself the victim, you're going to write yourself as the victim in this situation. Secondly, rather interesting that your diary that you've been using since the year before and everything that's currently going on right now just so happens to be in your reach while you're doing a live stream where you don't want to talk about your ex and the current situation going on. It's just weird that it would just be sitting on a counter next to you while you're doing the live stream. I don't think that was just happenstance. I don't think that was just convenience or just so happened. It was planned from the very beginning.
I didn't write all this. I did not just write all this. This thing is filled. This whole book is filled. But I want to read this so people can hear the type of, like, the way that I felt, the way that the things that happened actually as it happened. I didn't write this last night because you can go back to those days where I show this journal. I literally can't. This is too much for me. Okay.
No, really, I can't. Like, I cannot deal with the fact that Amber is using this as some sort of evidence. It's ridiculous. In fact, I want to show you how ridiculous this is. See, guys, the fact that I wrote it down means that it happened. It's real. Don't call me a liar, okay? It happened.
Like, I literally have all the days written. I have things written down verbatim for months in this. You guys know that I journal every single day. Okay, anyways. So it was November 17th, 2024 at 6:54 a.m. I wrote this.
All right, so November 17th. If I'm not mistaken, this is the day that Rarity went missing. So they were having an argument about Emily supposedly cheating on Amber. They went into the house. Emily left the door open and Rarity got out. That is what Amber said, if I'm not mistaken. It was the 17th that happened, and I think the 18th is when she realized Rarity went missing.
I don't know what to do at this point. Shit hit the fan. I wrote so sloppy. A few days ago when she woke up and raged at me, literally saying the most awful things to me, screaming and yelling at me in the most serious way I've ever seen while in a relationship with someone. She later apologized, but it was the lousiest apology I have ever heard. And if you want, you can ask Emily. She knows that I literally daily journal every single day. Um, I've ever heard. She didn't want to apologize and didn't care enough about how much pain she put me in. I remember this. Like she went just screaming at me. Like I was like woke up out of nowhere. Um, I later had a whole talk with her. A talk where I was strong. I told her how things need to change or I'm done. Because I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys can see me. I was miserable with her. And so I told her this is how things have to change. Um, so I told her that things need to change or I'm done. Well, she tried. She was so sweet all day yesterday while she was at work, messaging me, and when she got home, but I don't know what happened. She woke up in the middle of the night and yelled at me again, thinking that we were arguing, even though we weren't. It sent us down a bad, bad, bad path. Yelling, screaming, Emily ended up on the floor because I was trying to hold her, but she was freaking out and I tripped over all the shit on her bedroom floor, probably her rug, and it made me bump into her. She literally lied and said I body slammed her. The delusion is actually scary. She is way stronger than me, and she knows it. We always joked about this. She also said I purposely grabbed her and scratched her. No, the fuck I did not. It was just literally such a horrible mess. She ended up leaving the house at 4:30 a.m. I went into a full-fledged BPD episode because she makes me feel literally insane. She came home like 20 minutes later after messaging me. The most craziest unhinged shit I've ever read. She wouldn't say a word to me when she got home though. Nothing at all. Complete silent treatment. I was begging for her to tell me if I should leave or telling her how I felt. I was apologizing to her even though I felt like I didn't do anything wrong. We both fucked up. We always fuck up. But we constantly threaten to break up and we never do. Hold on, let me read this next page because I don't know what I put in it.
Yeah, that's totally not a red flag. Like, what would be private about the two of you having an argument and you writing about it in your journal? Like, what do you have to hide? What happened at that particular time that would cause you to need to read the page first before you speak aloud? That's a very big red flag, in my opinion.
Her literally lying and exaggerating what happened in the argument scares me. It also makes me wonder how, oh my god, how true it is about the things she has said about her exes. I did write that. I feel bad about it. But I did write it because she told me a lot of things about her exes. She said how horrible and abusive and this and that. And I'm just like, now I'm seeing the way that she is with me. So I don't know. I don't know. And then I even wrote, I don't want to think that, but what the fuck, Emily? She literally is so delusional sometimes and it scares me. And she's really rude to me. She says the most awful things to me. But the delusion is what really scares me. It's the kind that needs to be examined, I feel like. I love Emily, but I don't know how much more I can take.
Does anyone else get the feeling that Amber is lying about what she wrote down? Because to me, it doesn't sound like Amber was questioning what happened during their relationship, like the previous relationships Emily were a part of. And it sounds more like to me, Amber said she probably deserved it. Like, that's what I think was written in the journal.
I'm talking about the Billie Eilish concert. Um, da 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 da.
All right, so I'm really confused. I thought the 17th was the day they Rarity went missing, and even Amber said that the two of them had the fight, and then Emily disappeared for 20 minutes and then came home, which is what happened during the Rarity situation. But now Amber talked about the whole going to the concert thing, which supposedly the concert happened before Rarity went missing. So either Amber's running this out of order or I'm misremembering dates and they just fight a lot. So what is going on exactly?
Then I'm talking about how YouTube knows about the Megan stuff. Um, oh, and I spent the whole, so I put, and YouTube knows about Megan and how she held Emily at blank, but they are blaming Emily. So I spent the whole day yesterday trying to stick up for her by writing this whole thing out. And then I made a video of myself reading it. Damn, I forgot about that. See, that's why I like to journal about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is from November 20th. I'm talking about Rarity. 3:19 p.m. Rarity is missing. She has been for a few days now. It has been so fucking hard. She was my world. Sad thing is, she is missing because of Emily. But I took the blame and told YouTube it was my fault. I knew I was going to get attacked and it'll last for the rest of my life. But I did it to protect Emily, which is fucking insane. All I ever have done is protect her. But now we're breaking up.
All right, so Rarity did go missing probably on the 17th when they had the fight. So I was right about that. The thing is, I don't understand why, first of all, Amber is even writing in a journal because me personally, I would be so distraught. I wouldn't even care about a journal or writing prompts when my animal is missing. I would be so focused on finding them. But this is Amber we're talking about. Why the hell would you be talking about a concert after your cat is missing? Like, what would possess you to write in your journal about the concert? So either the concert happened beforehand, which is what Amber said it did, and then she's just writing about it at a later date, which is confusing to me because why would you do that? Especially when you're writing your journal every single day. So, like, why would you write about something that happened days ago, especially when your animal is now missing? So, this kind of sounds like Amber is writing this in the future after all of this has already happened, and she's just remembering back to the situation. This doesn't sound like it was happening in the moment. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
And then I put, we threaten breaking up constantly. Literally, I cannot even tell you how many times. Through the craziest things you can, because she says the cruelest things you can say to someone. Emily tells me go back to Oklahoma a lot, but then she always changes her mind. And then I also want to go back and then change my mind as well. Somehow I always want to stay, but then I end up wanting to go. It's confusing, no matter how bad and crazy it got. I constantly held on to the love we used to have. I held on to how she used to treat me and how she used to make me feel, instead of looking at how things are now with a clear view of what is currently happening, how she is currently treating me, how she currently makes me feel. But I cannot stop thinking about how it once used to be. This is honestly so fucking triggering because I have not read this shit. Oh, here I go. I'm talking about sex. Okay, we don't need to read that.
I still don't understand what exactly I'm supposed to take away from this. Like, what is the end goal? What is your point of reading your journal to us? Like, at what point are we supposed to feel sorry for you and just go, oh my God, Amber, you're so right? Like, what point are we supposed to get here?
I did not write this yesterday. This is, bro, I don't want to show you like all my shit, but this is literally my journal from January, from September to January. I did not write this yesterday. I wouldn't have remembered the fucking Megan thing if I wouldn't have just read it.
Honestly, I don't know about that because the more that Amber reads, the more I think it is, in fact, written in the future and not at the point in which she said it was written. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
November 24th, 2024, 1:40 p.m. Emily is genuinely so awful to me. I just want to be home. The way she treats me is absolutely disgusting. She won't even take me 3 minutes away to look for Rarity. Ooh, bitch. She uses her truck. Wait, she uses her truck. Wait, she uses her truck, and then I have parentheses. I can't read what it says on the inside. She uses her truck. Oh, okay. She uses her truck or anything for that matter as control. Someone messaged me and said they might have seen Rarity. Emily is so horrible, 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 horrible. She made me believe she was someone that she wasn't.
I find this part interesting for two reasons. One, Amber never specified why Emily was holding it over her head. Was there a reason why, or was she just doing it as a way of trying to control Amber? And being Amber's perspective, we can only assume that Amber's probably exaggerating because that is what she is known for. She is known for lying, manipulating, and trying to exaggerate a situation to make the person look worse than they actually are. Now, could Emily be holding it over her head? Probably. We don't know. I'm more likely to believe that Amber's exaggerating because that is what she has a history of doing. The second thing is, Amber's very pedantic about her writing, so the fact that she can't read her own writing is something to point out because Amber has said in the past when she writes on her journal, it's a very therapeutic thing. She needs to think about it, so she'll write it in her phone, write it in her laptop, and then write it in her journal. So you're telling me while you were doing those three things, you didn't think about planning on how you're going to write it. So it either makes me think one, she read it for this live stream so that way she can talk about it. So it wasn't written at the time like I suspect it is. Or two, she did write it at the time it was happening, but she was so emotionally charged that she wasn't thinking about writing at the time. So she was saying anything and it comes off incredibly biased, which obviously it's going to be biased anyway because Amber is not a trustworthy narrator, but she was emotionally charged. So she's going to make the story even worse and make Emily look even more like a villain.
Where's the Emily I fell in love with? Where the fuck did she go? She said her and Blake always argued, and how her and Megan always argued. She said how her and Blake argued a lot before she Blake. And now here we are, always arguing. What's the common denominator, Emily?
That's rather ironic, Amber, considering the fact that the majority of the relationships that break down is because of your fault. But whenever we say you're the common denominator, you say, I can't be at fault all the time. So when it's Emily, it's her fault. When it's you, it's, well, there's more nuance to the conversation than that.
No, Amber's fat fucking bullshit of a body. I have said repeatedly over and over that this is not proof. This is genuinely just how it was for me when I was there. But if it was Emily reading these things, people would be like, yeah, pop off, queen, pop off. It's crazy. If the text messages contradicts the journal, then she's very much editing them because this is real.
You literally just contradicted yourself, Amber, because you said this was not meant to be a source of evidence. It's just you expressing your opinion on how the situation went down from your perspective. But if the text messages somehow contradict it, then the text messages have been edited. So Emily is lying about the situation and she's changing the text messages in an attempt to make you look bad. But a journal that has a biased opinion that could have been written at any time by a compulsive liar who has a history of abuse, by the way, and is a completely unbelievable narrator is supposed to be the truth. Make that make sense.
This was just, I remember this is just surface level of what happened, but okay. Her birthday happened, right? And so I decided to surprise her. I made her a whole dinner, etc., etc. Journal entries can't be edited. No, like this is written down. You can't edit this. Like this was, oh my god, this is exhausting. So
At least we both can agree on something for once because it must be exhausting being in your own head because I don't understand how someone can be this stupid to say stupid shit like that out loud. Like just flat out. And it's not even an insult, it's just a statement. Like it's just me pointing out the very obvious because you don't need to edit a journal. You just lie in the journal. You create a story in your head and you write down what you believe or at least what you want to be the truth and then you put it out to your audience because I don't believe that it just so happened to be right next to you. You happen to be on live stream, knowing full well that you're being exposed, that people are going to ask you questions, and the journal that has the evidence in quotation marks, because that's what you believe it to be, just so happens to be right next to you. Very convenient.
I surprised her for her birthday, made her a whole thing. She came home from work, and I got her a card and told her that I would stay. Okay, all it took was 2 days for that to I was done. So I think this is the entry about it.
That honestly speaks volumes to me because if my partner got into a fight with me and then walked out of the house and left the door open and my dog got out and I don't know whether or not my dog is alive, if, he's dead, where he is, what's going on, is he safe, is he okay? They would be nothing to me anymore. They would be, oh no, sweetheart, we can work this out. They would be only, get the fuck out of my house. I don't want you here anymore.
It's 1 in the morning. Everything has been so amazing, so free, so loving, so lovely, or so I thought. But then today I caught her. The way that I wrote the word fucking, girl. Um, wait.
I really do not believe that Amber is acting like this on a spur of the moment thing. Like, this is very dramatic and it is very different from how she was reacting during the time which she was crashing out, where her and Emily were having a back and forth. This is very rehearsed. It's very fake. It's like an episode of Grey's Anatomy or like a Days of Our Lives. Like, she is doing a play. It does not seem real in the slightest.
Let's see. And she slammed the bathroom door shut so hard that a huge painting fell off the wall and a vase of all these roses right where Twinkie's bed was. Thankfully, Twinkie wasn't there.
And again, this is just acceptable to you. Your cat is missing. Things are getting slammed. Stuff is falling near your dog's bed that could potentially harm your dog. Like a vase of roses filled with water is a heavy object. If that lands on Twinkie, that could seriously hurt or kill that dog. And yet you're just gonna stay in the house with someone who's supposedly doing these things, Amber? Yeah, you're a fucking shit no.
Peyton, I think I do have a memory issue. That's why I'm so glad that I journal, because it's like I months later or weeks later, I probably won't remember like fully, but the day of, I remember like every detail to like a T almost. Um,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You're a compulsive liar. So trying to remember the details of every single lie that you need to keep track of is something that you're going to forget over time. It is very hard to keep a story straight when it's not the truth.
Shit, this is crazy. December 5th, 4:05 p.m. She woke me up by surprising me with Buffalo Wild Wings. All she wanted to do was feed me and make me more fat.
So let me get this straight. 1 in the morning on the 5th of December, while you're doing Vlogmas, by the way, Amber, this can be relevant in a second, Emily woke you up with Buffalo Wild Wings because she wanted you to gain weight. So you could recognize that. So can you explain to me what this is then?
Okay, guys, so I kind of want to talk about like the reason why I haven't been talking about my weight, weight loss, weight gain, weight anything. It's because the topic has become kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, kind of taboo, kind of strange because of all the rumors that are not true. You guys know I gain weight. I started this YouTube channel in the 300s and I got all the way up to almost 600 pounds. I did that. That was me. And I've always yo-yo dieted. I've always lost weight, gained weight, did this diet, failed this diet. Like, it has been an ongoing trend for my whole life, actually. My first diet, I was like 10 years old. But then ever since I got with Tommy, every single pound that I gained, I know you guys would blame her when it's not her fault. She is super supportive in me losing weight. She even wants to lose weight herself, where I'm just like, you don't need to, but if you want to, let's do this thing. But regardless, people took the blame and are putting it on somebody else when it's always been my fault. So it's just been weird. Like, it's just been such a weird topic.
So I don't want to hear for a single second about how Amber did not know that Emily was a feeder, and that how also, Amber is not telling the truth.
But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a glimpse of how I was feeling in Wisconsin. This isn't my version of proof. I'm showing you guys like this is how I was feeling in Wisconsin and the reason why I left. Because a lot of people were constantly like, "Oh, she was forced to leave." No, this is why I left. And the actual final last time where I said I'm done was the November 30th, and then I came home on December 7th.
I mean, that's also interesting because if she left on the 7th of December, why was it that on the 11th of December, she uploaded a video of her traveling back to Oklahoma? So you're telling me you had 5 days of footage, or at least 5 days to film 6 minutes of footage? Like, that really says a lot about your job.
Oh wait, I didn't leave on the 7th. Was it the 8th? What day was it?
So now she doesn't even remember exactly which day it was that she left. So it could be the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th. That's 5 whole days. Also, she said that she was running every single day around that time. So now there's a 5 day gap, potential 5 day gap in your memory. I think that's a little suspicious.
It's not about self-respect, you know.
Oh, we know that for sure, Amber, because you don't have any.
I can't show receipts because I'm on the device that has the receipts on it.
If only you had a laptop you can stream from, so that way you can use your phone to show evidence that you did not, in fact, abuse your partner.
And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to be fully cognizant of the fact that reaction channels are only on her side because that is the good narrative. If a reaction channel was to come out and be like, I believe Amberlynn, oh, the heat they would get. The heat that they would get would be bad. It would be bad. And
I mean, honestly, not really. Like, the majority of people are able to have nuance. Yeah, there are going to be a couple people who will hate you and will always see you as wrong. But a lot of the reaction channels and their communities are able to distinguish when you are not fully in the wrong or when something is not completely your fault. Like, there are definitely times in which I have defended both you and Foodie, and people agree with me. They're not going to just automatically hate you, or at least the majority of people are not going to automatically hate you and disagree with you when you are clearly not a victim, but you're not at fault for something.
I do have a lawyer. Suing someone is fucking hard and it's annoying. But leaking, especially how many text messages she has leaked, and for the reason and the outcome that has happened because of it, it is against the law. And it's without a doubt 100% suable.
I want you guys to take notice of why Amber wants to sue Emily. Not because she's being defamed, but because she's being exposed. She wants to silence Emily. Does that really sound like someone who is a victim of someone else's abuse? That sounds like someone who wants to sue you and get you to stay quiet.
Oh, you want me to talk about the kick? When she kicked me? Oh, we could do that, honey. Rachel, we could do that, honey. Of course you know the date, Rachel, because Emily has been up your ass because she has to manipulate you. Narcissists need their like, they need to be like, you're number one, you are right. Rachel, say that to the women who have been abused, honey. Rachel just said, imagine not remembering what night you got kicked. I'm sorry, but you know how many women do not remember the date of the night they were probably strangled? You are fucking insane.
Yeah, and the two main reasons for that, Amber, is usually one, PTSD, so they can't remember it because it was so traumatic, or the other reason is it was such a common occurrence that it happened all the time, so they can't remember that specific event. For you, you're a compulsive liar, so we can't trust you. You created such a deep-seated distrust with your own audience that we can't believe you, even when it's a very serious topic. You lied about certain things, like Casey, for example. How are we supposed to believe you in any other circumstance?
I'm sorry I didn't go. Oh, I was kicked. Hold on, let me look at the calendar. Like, what the fuck? That is wild. Oh my god. And you think me being kicked? Yeah, that's awful, but that's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'll tell you fucking that.
I find it genuinely funny that Amber is upset about people questioning her abuse story as if she hasn't lied about it in the past. Like, what do you think's going to happen if you end up in a court of law? Let's just say that Emily sues you for defamation because you did in fact lie. What are you going to do in order to attempt to prove yourself innocent? Because you can't go in there and go, It happened on the 12th. No, actually the 13th. Oh, it might have been the 8th. Yeah, I just can't remember. I got terrible issues, PTSD and everything. A judge is not going to listen to that. In fact, your lawyer probably won't even want to just work with you because of how just all over the place you are. It's not going to end well for you.
Oh my god, wait, sorry. I was just skimming on October 8th. I handed her my phone to go into Culver's because I ordered the food from my phone, but she looked at my calling log and went in my Instagram DMs. I would have never have known, and the only reason why I found out is because she accidentally left the Instagram app open. Oh my god, and then she actually admitted to it. I forgot that that fucking happened, bro. That happened on October 8th.
And that is important. Why? We're talking about physical abuse here, Amber. Like, can we get to the point? Are you going to find it at any point in time?
I don't know. I don't know about it. I don't know about it. It's weird. Okay. Where the fuck easy? Because Rachel says I need to have it memorized. Just in case I get tested on my own fucking trauma. Fucking insane.
That's the unfortunate thing, though. It really isn't insane because there are plenty of people who have lied about it in the past, and there are going to be people who lie about it in the future. Amber is one of these people. Like, we can't trust her because she has lied about this stuff, and she's built so much distrust with her audience that she is just untrustworthy about everything, even the smallest little details. So we can't trust anything she has to say. And unfortunately, an allegation to Amber is just a story until evidence is provided. And we have to have a level of skepticism with Amber that we don't have typically with other people because she has lied about it in the past. It is not our fault. It is a direct reaction to your action of constantly lying.
She can't admit to the pain she causes me, and I have to constantly admit and take accountability for what I've said and done to her, but she doesn't do the same. Yeah.
I know this might be a little bit of a nitpicky thing, but I do kind of want to point out Amber's verbiage in which she's using when she's writing. Like, oh, I have to take accountability. Not that she wants to take accountability, not that she is taking accountability, it's that she's forced to take accountability. That says a lot about Amber's mindset. Like, oh, she doesn't take any accountability, but I'm forced to. Which, if you were really sorry for what you did, you wouldn't have to take accountability. You would say, I have remorse, I feel sorry for what I did, and I regret what I did.
Oh, here it is. It was November 4th, 2024. It's 5 a.m. in the morning, and I'm fully aware that I have. Okay, well, I don't need to say that part. It has nothing to do with it. Okay, I have been depressed. I have been unhappy. So many ups and downs. Amazing moments like last night, wonderful sex, and just perfection. Emily even surprised me with Billie Eilish concert tickets today. But then there are times where we argue bad. Um, she went crazy to me a couple days ago, and I finally popped off, and I told her to fuck off. Sorry. She kicked me. She denies it, but it happened. It was right in my hernia, and I could not believe it. She says the most awful things to me sometimes. So there it was. I went through her phone with her permission because I caught her talking to an ex. It was a girl that she said that she literally blocked. Turns out she didn't. Called some girl super cute and all this bullshit a night before we met in person, even though we were actually dating. She was messaging some weirdo on WhatsApp called Emma. Don't know fully what that was about. I still don't get it. And she's not honest about anything. She also messaged this girl that she hooked up with in Tennessee literally a week before we got together behind my back, and I ended up calling her and everything. I just feel so betrayed. All she does is lie to me and talks to all these random girls. But I don't get to feel that way in Emily's eyes because I have BPD. So that is how she narrows me down. I understand that I get sad and I cry and I hate myself for it, but like I cannot control it majority of the time. So, yeah.
Does anyone else feel like it was just very glanced over? Like it was just tacked on at the very end? Like, oh yeah, it just happened. Because that doesn't sound like something Amber would do. Like Amber would really stress the point that she was physically abused by someone else. But for Amber, it was like, oh yeah, she kicked me, but she made fun of my BPD. That's much worse.
I've always been very upfront about awful relationships I was in. I've always been very, very upfront. Casey and Emily are the two awful relationships that I've been in.
Really? What about Wifey? Wasn't she also someone who put her hands on you, apparently? Allegedly? Like, that's what you said.
And it's like, I mean, Feline a little bit, but that's like personal, like we ain't gotta talk about it.
Oh, yes, Feline, just a little bit. Gotta slip that in there because, you realize what you said.
But where I've been wrong in situations, I have never ever hit a partner, a girlfriend. I've never hit anybody, ever. Um, the longest relationship I've ever been in was with Beck, and that was 5 years. And Beck never once said that I hit them because I didn't. I've never hit someone, ever. Especially not in a relationship. But, you didn't deserve to be gaslit and all of it, but you did stay after a lot. So that is what, to me, can be used against you at this point. But I understand you. I just hope you're truly done. I am truly done. I am. I am. Like, you have no idea. And it just sucks. It just genuinely sucks because, like, I don't know. I didn't want any of this. I very much, like, maybe I shove it down. I'm capable of shoving it down now. Like, the Zoloft helps. And I don't know. Maybe coming on here wasn't a good idea, but I mean, hearing so many people, like, at one point you guys hated Emily. I'm on Zoloft, so I take it every single night before I go to bed. But this isn't like, oh, Amberlynn's like crying due to like mental illness. No, this is because someone who literally verbally abused me and lied to me and was disloyal to me, etc., has thousands of people believing that I was the problem. And that's hard to wrap my head around. Because so many people warned me about her. The same people who warned me about her are the people who are on her side. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's literally genuinely the most confusing thing in the world to me.
It's very simple to figure out. When two bad people get into a relationship, the one that's more abusive is going to be most likely the aggressor in the situation. So the other person is going to be perceived as the victim because they are the victim of said abuser's abuse. It's very simple to figure out. Now, doesn't make her a perfect victim by any means, and I'm not saying that she is abusive. I'm simply saying that your abuse, that is a pattern of what, 12 years now? You've been on YouTube for almost 12 years. It's happened time and time and time and time and time again. So it's rather easy to see that you have a very long chain of victims.
And her making people believe that I would ever hurt Rarity is such fucking defamation, and she is sick for that because she knows exactly how that feels because people think that she killed her fucking late fiance. She's fucking sick for that, bro. And all I ever did was stick up for her and lie for her. That's all I ever fucking did was lie for her. And when I literally was in a relationship with this woman, Emily was constantly online talking badly about me. That's not normal. Imagine how it was in private if she could do that publicly. J978, I said it constantly. I've always said that I lie to protect people. To protect people.
And yet you still wonder why people don't believe you. Like it's some big mystery. Like people have it out for you. It's because you're a liar. You just admitted, I lie. Even if it's to protect people, you still lie.
I would never hurt Rarity. And now that you guys heard from in here, whether you guys want to consider proof, these were my feelings. That is the truth of it all. This was real. I would never, ever do anything to Rarity to stay in that. I was miserable. I was fucking tortured.
All right, so I am going to give my opinion on this, and it's going to be a little bit of a middle ground approach. I don't think Amber would intentionally harm her animals, but I think she would neglect them. And it is obvious because that's what she's done in the past. It's not even just an opinion, it's just a straight up fact. Like, it's happened with the nails, with the bathroom, not changing out the kitty litter, no taking Twinkie outside, not taking Twinkie to the vet when she was shaking in pain. All of that stuff is neglect. It is what it is, and I'm not even going to argue with Amber or anyone else about it. However, I do believe that Amber would not intentionally open the door to let Rarity out. I think it was more so the fact that Rarity was probably outside and Amber took notice, but instead of attempting to go get her, Amber probably just waited and then called Emily and used that as an opportunity to get Emily back in the house to try out manipulation on her, or at least try to mend the relationship, because I don't think Amber just so happened to not notice that the door was open, the cat was gone for hours on end. Like, something doesn't add up there. So I think it was probably Amber noticing that Rarity was outside, or that Rarity potentially could have gone outside, or one of the other animals could have gone outside, and she just waited. She didn't even bother checking.
Feelings are facts, actually.
No, no, they're not. Not even close.
Like, if you're in a relationship and you feel verbally abused and someone is literally verbally abusing you, that is a fact.
No, it's not, Amber. That's not how it works.
The only fucking time I ever fucking cry is when I'm on these stupid fucking live streams, bro. Because hundreds of people at one time is like, talk about this, talk about this. I'm just like, I don't want to fucking talk about it. Like, what, like, why is that so hard to believe? Like, I don't want to fucking talk about it.
It's because you're choosing to be here. You're on live stream arguing with people. You don't have to be here if you don't want to.
And then I talk about it and I fucking spill out because it's so fucking much, bro. It's so much. And then people are just constantly, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And then I tell the truth. but it's not good enough because it's not what you want to hear. Lance, sweetheart, let me try to explain this for you, okay? We got in a huge fight in the middle of the night, and Emily left in the middle of the night for 20 minutes. And she left the door open. Then she came home for 40 and then left again to go to work. That's when I noticed that I couldn't find Rarity. Shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Really? Because I remember you saying that the door was left open for 20 minutes, you closed it, and then you basically went to bed, and then the very next day, you couldn't find Rarity. So now it's the same day that you couldn't find her. Which is it? Because now you've got like three different stories.
And right now, I'm allowing myself to be fucking unhinged.
Oh, so being unhinged is now a choice. You can just choose to turn it off and on, like a light switch.
And I promise to you, the next time I come back, this will never happen again. I am done. And if this is what people are going to like continuously talk about, I'm canceling memberships and I will never go live again. That's easy for me. I don't have to go live. I do not have to do that.
Oh no, Amber, please don't. Whatever will we do?
I did it because people wanted lives. People enjoy lives. I have a lot of members who I love dearly, but I'm telling you, I don't need to do this. I can easily make videos where I literally just show you my life, upload them, and then turn around and never look at anything ever again. I'm genuinely telling you that. So next time I come live, if this is how it's gonna end up, no more of this. No more of this. Because this is not how I want to feel on any given day. This is not the Amberlynn I enjoy. This is not the Amberlynn that feels good to me. This is not the community that feels good to me. Nothing like that. It's not a threat, it's a boundary. I'm letting you guys know about a boundary because I cannot take it. Genuinely. Treating you like a kindergartner because you're acting like one. But wait a minute, kindergartners are smarter and kinder than most of you.
It's rather ironic Amber saying that, considering the fact that I know multiple friends who have kids around that age, and they know to keep their hands to themselves, unlike the 34-year-old adult.
If you didn't like me, you wouldn't be here. I am some sort of entertainment for you that you enjoy. You would not be watching something you did not enjoy. And no, I didn't think I ate anything, but after I get off of here, I will.
That's the first true thing you said all evening.
Okay? I'm just explaining that, like, right now, I'm unhinged as fuck. Because I just got triggered as fuck reading this again. Triggered as fuck because you guys are believing an actual, verbally abusive person who wants their partners to literally, like. So.
I think it's rather obvious why Amber decided to take all the live streams down. Yeah, girl, you're screwed.
That's what I'm trying to say, Stella. You just said we warned you about her. And it's like, now that I get it, we should be kikiing together. Like, yeah, bitch, you finally got it. Like, let that bitch go. Fight for your fucking freedom. Fight for your fucking peace. Like, you did that. You left. Like, you're done. But instead, I'm getting, like, the opposite reaction. We have this Rachel chick sticking up for her. We have Snowflake in the DMs asking the most unhinged shit. And then once Snowflake found out that I knew about some of this unhinged shit, he went and deleted every single message that he sent Emily. What are you hiding? What are you hiding? Like, weird energy, first of all, but okay. Like,
It really is just a disconnect with her, because it isn't just about what Emily has done, it's also about what you have done in the relationship. Yeah, she's a toxic person, but you're also incredibly toxic too. We're not just going to be like, oh my god, Amber, thank god you got away from that toxicity, and forget everything that you've done towards Emily. It's a two-way street. You don't get to just abuse someone and then call it a day because now the relationship's over with. They get to talk about it, you get to talk about it, you both get to share the story, and people get to believe who they want to believe. Or if they want to be like myself, who believe it's in the middle, then we're going to believe that it's somewhere in the middle, because that's usually where the truth lies.
I. He's smart. Okay, Lance boy. So if I was to delete all of my messages, you know what you'd be saying to me? You wouldn't be saying I'm smart. You'd be saying I'm hiding something and that I'm a liar. That's what you'd be doing. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference?
If I had to guess, I would say it's probably making another video on you, Amber. Probably something relating to victims of an empath, maybe like a chapter based around Emily. I would say that would be a pretty good indicator that he doesn't want you knowing what's going to be in it until it's released.
Rachel, you want to be on that side of things. You genuinely want to be on that side. So that's why you're just like, I don't give a fuck what Amberlynn says. You once thought Emily was a murderer. Do you not remember that? What happened to that? Now you are platforming this kind of behavior. Also, you can, like, two things can be true. Lance, do you not hear yourself? Oh my god. I feel like it's genuinely so hard to talk to people that like don't have like real life thinking. Like you're genuinely not thinking correctly. Like it's actually scary.
Girl, he is trolling you. He is using the things that you say against you because it's idiotic. You say and do idiotic shit, and he's using it against you.
No, Rachel isn't just showing text. Like she's like giving this person a platform to like prove something against me. That's all it is. It's not that's all it is. And I've never watched a video and I never will fucking watch a video. I'll tell you that. Hand to God, you'll never see me fucking ever watching a reaction channel. I hate every single reaction channel there is. All they want to do is paint me as this awful fucking person.
It's funny how Amber gets mad about us assuming things about her, yet the first thing she does is assume things about other people without having any evidence. And I do believe that she is watching Rachel's videos. She's just not going to admit it. But even so, Amber, Rachel doesn't just create storylines out of nothing. She takes the evidence that is provided and builds what she thinks is a plausible storyline or the most accurate storyline with the context given, which she is doing a fantastic job at that. She is very clear, she's very direct, and she's very eloquent with how she puts the story together and how she gets her points across. Far better than most reaction channels, honestly.
Like, wow, someone with BPD gets unhinged when Rachel Love, you fucking ugly. Yeah, and I said ugly because everything you've done is ugly as fuck. What type of proof do you want to see? What type of proof, love? I'm just curious.
How about some actual evidence instead of that weird ass fantasy novel you wrote?
Show me what you want to see. Did I record her and stuff like a psycho? No, because that's what the abusers do. That's what the abusers do. They make you crazy and then they're like, hey, I'm going to record to make her look crazy. So can you tell me, what proof do you want? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Show that? Question mark. What? I just said that I'm not the one that does that. But your little bestie you've been communicating with? That's what she likes to do. That's the type of games that she likes to do. You know how many times I saw Megan naked because Emily recorded her? You wouldn't even know.
And you didn't think that was weird at all. Like, you continued to be in a relationship with someone who had videos of their ex from multiple relationships ago, fully unclothed, while also having breakdowns. Why would you want to be in a relationship with a person like that? That's just weird. Like, if that's true, that really is true, and she has multiple videos like that, Amber, why the fuck would you want to be in a relationship with her? You didn't think at some point that eventually was going to be you?
What do you want to see? Why doesn't Rachel know how to answer? Like, she's right here and does not know how to answer. Like, it's kind of weird, not gonna lie. Oh, Rachel wants to call me an idiot. Says the one that can't make fucking content of their own.
Well, to be fair, in Rachel's defense, it's not like you can really make any yourself either.
I might have to get off of here and go on from my MacBook, which I don't want to do. And I know you guys hate when I do that because I show my screenshots like this, but like, what else am I gonna fucking do? Thank you, Layla. I appreciate that. Up close, it looks really bad. It's all smeared.
Alrighty, guys, this is the end of the live stream, which means it's going to be the end of video 2. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. 3 hours over and done with, twice over. I can finally call it quits here. We'll obviously come back for the other videos with the text messages or proof in Amber's, I don't know, mind, I guess, her delusional mind. But we're going to end it here. I'm going to call it a day, and hopefully get to see lovely people in the next one. Bye-bye.